Check this out. We had to pull it over here and dump this morning. And I asked Malia if she wanted to drive. She done good. Wow, it is now 2020. It still feels weird doing these videos.
Well, we haven't done one in a long time.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't done one in a long time. But we're gonna do our best to like make this a little more personal, kind of bring in on how we have been doing this and how we hope to continue to do this, which I haven't been real comfortable with, but alright, well, here goes nothing. Welcome 2020, we're bringing it right. We started our journey, you know, I quit my job, we sold our house, sold everything we had, so we've been living off of that. We've done really pretty well with our house, I would say, and have been able to live off of that, and it's taken a lot more than I thought originally it was going to take, because at first we didn't have Thousand Trails, and it was costing us just to stay places was very expensive. So I mean, when I say expensive, I mean $1,000, $1,200 a month is nothing. You know, I mean, that's
the same as it would be, you know, to pay rent or pay a mortgage.
It just really costs us a lot with food. I mean, food is a huge expense, and you know, fuel is costing us a good bit too. Which, I mean, you know, our vehicles actually do okay. I get like 14.8 on my truck pulling the camper, and the Suburban gets about 16 or 17, but it's still, you know, 2 vehicles and maintenance on those 2 vehicles and things. It's an expensive lifestyle, really, if you're doing a lot of moving.
Right.
I have always wanted to be a product developer, you know, invent stuff. I love problem solving. I mean, I was a maintenance guy, so I just love problem solving and fixing stuff. I actually, before we sold our house, I bought an online course, done the course, and when we're in Maine, I actually filed for LLC and started my own company, MV Innovations, just to start, you know, moving in that direction. And really didn't fully realize that that can all be done from the road, pretty much. So that was pretty awesome. I mean, that was just kind of like, you know, it just fits. So that's kind of the process we're in, what we're doing to try to sustain our income, you know, because eventually, you know, money runs out. But we're doing fine, you know. I'm just pursuing this because you got to do something, right? You know, we're geared to want to do something. I am anyway. So our camper, when we purchased this thing, was never intended to live in. So we purchased it, like we had to put a roof on it, and it's done great. But now we're starting to see, you know, when you full time and you're going like we're going, this thing is starting to have some issues, you know. It doesn't do good, like you can tell, we're not in Florida anymore. So we're in North Carolina, actually at Morrow Mountain. It's pretty cold, it's been like 20 at night. So this thing does not do good in cold weather, a lot of condensation, and the heat actually, the propane froze up on us the other night. And which we got it started, but it took like an hour, and it was like 46 degrees in the camper. But anyway, I mean, you know, it's just starting to show some wear, and this older camper, it's 07, so, you know, just little things is starting. The awnings tore, you know, things like that. So that's one reason, you know, we want to make a move, but we're not sure what to do, and just kind of really just praying about it, trying not to freak out. You know, we're trying to make smart decisions because we have to live off this money also, so it's not like we can just go out and buy whatever you want, you know. So that's been some issues we've kind of been dealing with.
Yeah, and I don't take things like that well. I like security, and past month I have not been doing well. And just a few days ago I went to a social with some women, and I kind of didn't want to go because I'd only knew a few of them that were going to be there, and that it's just not my comfort zone to be, you know, with people I don't know. But anyway, I went on and ended up being asked to share our story, and after I finished sharing our story, one of the ladies there said, "I think we need to pray for you." And so they put me in the middle of the room, and they all gathered around and prayed and spoke words over me that were just amazing, and it was an incredible experience. And after all that was over, another lady spoke up and said, I think we need to take up an offering for this family. And those ladies gave our family almost $1,000. And that experience right there, it was just like God telling us, I have you, you're doing what I asked you to do, and you're going to be okay. So ever since, that night, I've been like, okay, that was kind of our push to keep going. Like, God told us to do this.
That was kind of your push.
My push to keep going.
I don't really, as a man, stuff like that, I don't really like stuff like that. Well, it's a pride thing, I guess. Because, you're like, I can provide for my family, you know what I mean? So, it's, then that's not what we're wanting. We're not wanting charity or whatever, you're like, you can go out and get a job or whatever. But, eventually what I'm doing is going to catch us. So, the life of a product developer is a lot harder than I thought, because money kind of comes in kind of lump sums at some degree. And it can be, a year out before you actually see any income. So that's kind of been challenging for me, and trying to find, I have been really, kind of for the last month, I've really been trying to make a push and make some, some income happen. And that has been pretty challenging, because I've been working a lot with no signs of any income. But you got to stay persistent at it, and just the Lord's going to bless it. I know He is. It's just going to take time. And, we pray about everything, and we know where He wants us to be. So that's just the end goal, right? Is to know that you're in God's will and you're doing exactly what He wants you to do.
But it's not easy. It's by no means easy at all, because we have faced so much opposition. So many people talking down to us, and nobody understands, because this is our journey, and it doesn't matter what journey you're on, nobody's going to fully understand that journey. But for us especially, like living in a camper and being away from everybody we know, we don't have a group surrounding us, we don't have a support group. This lifestyle, it can be very isolating, especially for me as a woman. Like, I need people. I need people interaction. I need community, and this has been very lonely. And we have met some great people, but over the past couple of months, we haven't really been out on the road, and we've been kind of alone. And on top of being alone, we're facing opposition from people, and we're also having all these doubts and questions of income, and all the things, our camper falling apart basically. So it has been very hard trying to stay positive and trying to stay the course, because we know this is where God has led us. And I am journaling this whole process. So on very bad days, I go back in my journal and I read like everything God has done up until this point, just to remind us that He's with us and we're doing what He wants us to do. It's not easy sometimes to follow His path. I mean, we've talked about everybody in the Old Testament: Moses leading the children of Israel, Abraham leaving his home, Noah building the ark and having everybody make fun of him. I mean, we have felt like all of those people at one point or another, and even I have felt like the children of Israel, because sometimes you feel like, okay, God, what are you doing? Why are we here?
40 years.
Yeah. And then I feel like Moses, because I have all these children whining and complaining about something all the time. So
They don't know how good they got it.
No. So yeah, it's tough.
We're pretty spoiled people, I guess to say. We've always had more than enough, both of us really, from childhood. And I guess I've always had a good paying job. So,
At the beginning of this is where it all kind of goes back to, is I wanted to be that person who trusted God for everything, like we're told to in the Bible, not to worry about what you're going to eat, not to worry about what you're going to wear, not to worry about what you're going to live. And that's kind of one of the things that pushed us to this lifestyle, is to really to learn how to have faith in God. And, you know, as the time has gone on, like we are really, really learning what that's like.
Well, and that's on her side. On my side, it was kind of like, you know, work was done. I knew I was done there. I knew it was time to move on. And I knew kind of what my dreams and goals were. And I was like, well, you know, I would not have been able to just completely change careers without us doing what we're doing. Because, you know, I mean, when you have an expensive house payment, and I mean, it wasn't expensive, but it's average. I mean,
Right.
the average house payment is, you know, a lot of money.
And
So,
a full-time job. Like you would
and-
have
oh,
no
yeah.
time to pursue anything else.
because I'm the type of person, you know, like I'm all in. So work, you know, I'm like giving 110% at work, you know. So there's nothing left for family or for to pursue any kind of side career, anything. That's just the type of person I am. So for me to be able to do this and to start a company, I would have had to quit. So that's what really pushed me into, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So, but anyway, that's
So-
what's got us to this point.
Yeah, so that is our update on where we are, and we are getting ready to head out to the deep south, so Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and to Texas.
Some
So,
warmer weather, yeah.
and if anybody has any recommendations on places to go in those areas and things to do, just leave them in the comments, because we've never been there, and we're excited to finally get back on the road and explore
Let's see
some
some
more,
places, yeah.
and yeah, get back to traveling. We're excited.
Yep, see some open road. So, thanks for watching the videos, and we'll try to keep you up to date. We're trying to get a little more personal, trying to kind of share how we're doing this and where we're at current. And
If you
So-
haven't subscribe and click the notification button so you'll know when we have a new video, and that'll help us out. And we love reading the comments, so leave us a comment, whatever.
suggestions, questions, things like that. So,
Yeah.
all right, catch y'all later.